Oh, don't mind me. I was just jamming to the song, the theme song of the season. Oh my gosh. So what's up, everybody? This is your cosmic homegirl, and I'm here to talk about Mars and Capricorn. Mars, the planet of action, the planet of aggression and anger and getting things done, taking initiative, taking a stand, anything that has to do with masculinity. Mars is also your drive to do things. So it's in the sign of Capricorn. Capricorn represents corporate, corporate structure, discipline, having things be in order, following the rules, following the beaten path, the tried and true path is Capricorn. Capricorn, in a sense, represents the military. It represents like the head positions of the military that plan and strategize and everything and give soldiers their orders. Mars is the soldier that carries out the orders. So what kind of energy are we going to have in the air while Mars is in Capricorn? So Mars entered Capricorn March 17th, 2018, and will continue to soldier on through this energy until May 16th of 2018. However, Mars will go into retrograde back into the last couple of degrees of Capricorn in August and September of 2018. So I will explain what all of that means for us as a collective, and I will go through every sign and let you guys know how Mars and Cappy is affecting you. So Mars energy, it can be about fighting. It can be about standing up for things, standing up for what you believe in, standing up for other people. It's being defensive. And it's lashing out sometimes too. So when it's in Capricorn, that could be lashing out in honor of rules and regulations or against them. It could be lashing out in honor of the system, the government, any type of structured belief system, structured anything. Or it can be against it. So if you look around on the news right now, ever since Mars has been in Capricorn, even since Saturn has been in the sign of Capricorn, which is since the end of December 2018, you see a lot of things happening that are more against the system, questioning the system. I'm not going to say too much about any of that stuff because, hey, you never know who or what are watching your videos or watching you on social media, okay? But all I will say is, look around you, look at the news, look what the headlines are about as far as any type of things going on in your country. Now, I live in the US, so I know that right now the big debate is something about gun laws. I'm not going to get too deep into that because I don't talk about politics and crazy stuff like that. But I do notice headlines and things, in my timeline. Hello. So I've seen how people are trying to fight against the government, against the establishment, against old rules. Capricorn energy, it does represent the tried and true. So that can mean old rules that have been in place for a long time. And Mars can be people who are striking out against them, like battling it out, like, trying to implement something new into our government, into our world, whatever. Once Mars shifts out of Capricorn and into Aquarius, go and watch my 2018 astrological overview for more details on that. But it can get a little crazy, okay, as far as all that stuff with rebellion against the system, the government, whatever. But it starts right now with Mars and Capricorn. Actually, with Mars and Sag, it started up there, I would say, because Sagittarius is about freedom and it is about laws in a way. It's about schools. Sagittarius can be kind of political in nature too. So when Mars is there, it's like people are striking up conversations or rallies or marches, and then the shift into Capricorn is, there's even more of that. And then when it goes into Aquarius, like I said, go watch my overview video, but I will be here to talk more about it once it's going to be approaching. But Mars and Cap, let's get back to that. Let's get back focused on that. So as far as in our personal lives, if we're not really involved in like striking out against the government or the system or anything, Mars and Capricorn could be maybe people rebelling against rules somewhere else in their lives. Maybe it could be younger people against older people. I've seen the older hip-hop generation interviewing and talking to the younger generation, and it's been a little bit more combative lately to say the least, okay? But that's because of Mars and Capricorn. It's like the youth against the older. Aries energy is about fresh and new. It's the first sign on the zodiac. Capricorn is all the way up to sign number 10 on the zodiac. It's already been there and done that, past the Aries stage, okay? But Aries, actually I'm mentioning Aries because Mars and Capricorn is going to square and off between planets that are in Aries, so that can be fresh and new and young versus old and already established. So we do see that when, you know, there's things in the media, younger people interviewed by older people, they're kind of butting heads, you know, because the older people can be kind of stubborn and set in their ways, wanting things to stay the same. And then the Aries energy, which represents youthful and young, could be like, nah, like fighting against that. Like, let us be young, let us bump our heads and learn from that stuff. We don't need you to boss us around or tell us how things have been and how they should be. We'll figure that out for ourselves, and maybe we'll start something new to get rid of the old, of whatever you're saying things should be, okay? And you can see that if you pay attention in the media. But more on a personal level, Mars is actually exalted in the sign of Capricorn. So what that means is it performs pretty well by being in this energy, because of the fact that Capricorn is super persistent. And Mars could be about persistence in itself, but being in Capricorn, it could be about having stamina towards longevity, because Capricorn is about the long term. It's not about playing around, you know, momentarily, temporarily, or anything like that. It's about the long term. How does this benefit me in the long term? What kind of goal can I achieve? How can I get there? Okay, that's cool. If it's slowly but surely, that's exactly what I'm going to do. And I'm going to be the best at what I do. Because Mars rules Aries, and Aries energy loves to be the best, loves to be first, you know, and winner, the winner of the race, right? And Capricorn has persistence to be the best as well, but it's more slower paced than its Mars's natural sign, which is Aries. So Mars and Cappy, it does really well because it can get to those goals, okay? You don't mess around with Mars and Cap. It'll get to those goals, whatever it takes to get there, however it takes to get there. They're going to climb, they're going to make it. They're so determined. So you can incorporate that into your own world. And of course, based on your sign, that depends on where it is in your life that you will have more of this persistence. And of course, whatever sign you are, your sun sign, rising sign, or moon sign, that's what's going to determine where in your life Mars and Capricorn is going to give you more persistence, more strength, more of the ability to achieve things based on hard work. But that's the thing though, you've got to do the work, okay? Because Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. Saturn is a planet of discipline and of order and of authority and of hard work that reaps great rewards. So Mars being there, it's only going to reap rewards for hard work and for doing the right thing. The negative side of Mars and Capricorn can be people acting in ways which are more sadistic, more controlling, power hungry, money hungry, and trying to achieve getting to the top in that manner. But the ruling planet of Mars and Capricorn being Saturn, Saturn is going to go retrograde in the month of April, and for a few months after that. It won't really work too well for people if the way that they're trying to reach the top, reach goals, is by shortcutting. Shortcutting meaning acting out in those ways which I just described a minute ago, which are very controlling, power hungry, money hungry, stepping on other people to get there, stepping on the little people who are maybe beneath them in rank in some sort of way, trying to steal the shine away from other people, because Capricorn does want to be at the top, okay, at the top of their game. So make sure that you're utilizing this energy in the more light manifestation, which is you yourself being very, very confident in the work that you do. And if you aren't confident in it, well, what can I do to make it better? Capricorn is all about learning from your mistakes, how to do things better the next time than you did them the first time. Because remember, Capricorn, it rules elderly people. Not just elderly people, but like your elders. You know what I'm saying? Like people who are older than you, they're more wise. They've been through some things. They've helped to lay down foundations of things. And because it's ruled by Saturn, which rules discipline, if you're not doing the right things, if you're not acting in the right way, and Mars rules our action, then you can be punished for bad behavior. especially like I keep saying, that Saturn retrograde is not going to play. Okay, so Mars in Capricorn. Now I gave the dates March 17th through May 16th. Let me give you guys some other key dates of when to watch for, I don't know, what I describe as being like landmines that you can easily step on. Okay, because like I said, Mars rules war and fighting. Capricorn can rule militant, being militant, being in charge, being bossy, being drill sergeants and acting in that manner. And when these two energies get together, especially when they are squaring the sign that Mars rules, which is Aries, oh, let me tell you, people are going to be out for blood, honey. Okay, people are going to be acting in ways which are very militant. They're going to be trying to start an all-out warfare, and that can be anywhere in your life. Like I said, it depends on your sign, which I'll get to, but you can just notice that just with the energy in the air of Aries, which is all about action, and it can be aggressive, and it can be about bullying too. Both energies can, because Aries could be just, move out of my way. I'm trying to get somewhere. I'm trying to be first. I'm trying to be the best. So they'll just full speed ahead and knock people down and not care. Capricorn energy on the darker side can be, once again, about power, being on top. Okay, and therefore step on people, boss people around, belittle people, and make them feel dumb, because it does rule wisdom. But if that wisdom is turned around in a more darker way, like I know more than you, I'm better than you, you need to listen to me, being forceful of your will upon people, that's when it's a little bit more, it's dark. It's not what you're supposed to be using this energy for. It's not how you're supposed to be manifesting with this energy. So when the two are squaring each other, Aries and Capricorn, people are like, I've already been seeing it. I've seen people talk about it on social media. They're observing things, and people are like, yo, like people are driving more crazy. There's more road rage right now. There's some crazy events that are popping off, things to do with bombs and all that stuff. That's totally this energy bringing it about. So I don't want to scare everybody, okay, and make you guys think that, oh, this Mars and in Capricorn squaring Aries energy is just going to bring nothing but chaos and nothing but anger and all that stuff. It'll bring more of that, yes. There'll be a fluctuation that's moving up, okay? However, this energy is so dope, so great for using to get things done, get things accomplished, especially because we are coming out of Pisces season while we're still in March. Oh my gosh, Pisces season. You guys, it was like mad emotional. It was crazy emotional. People are still recovering. They're like, oh, it was just so much. There were just way too many emotions in the air. It was just too much. So Aries and Capricorn energy, neither one of them play around, okay? They're all about like, come on, no emotions, no crying. There's no crying in baseball. We just get up, we get things done, and no excuses. No stopping to cry, no stopping to feel anything. You just jump and you just do, okay? So we definitely need this type of energy to help us out with getting out of that emo state, just drowning in the waters of Pisces. I mean, like, oh, hey, wait a second, I'm up now. Okay, let's get things done. What's going on in the world? Hey, I'm out here now. Like, let's get to it. But once again, do not, I repeat, do not use this energy for evil. So anyway, here's some key dates to look at, okay, for some landmines. Don't allow yourself to step on them. Tiptoe if you have to. Make sure that you are watching what you say, watching what you do, because Mercury is retrograde in Aries. So Aries is very impulsive, but things could be flung back at you if you are acting out or speaking out in ways that are just strictly off of like impulse, like rah, 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 without even thinking. And Mars does come into the picture here. Right away, when Mars moved into Capricorn, which was March 17th, 2018, it came into a conjunction with Saturn. Like, it's still at an 8-degree distance for my nerds out there, but I use 8 degrees of orb or 8 degrees of separation between two planets to count them as a conjunction. So right away, it stepped into the energy of Mars and Saturn together, which on a negative side could be like mad forceful. Okay, like really strict parent energy, this like you're gonna pay for what you did, and like putting you on like a really bad punishment. And this can also mean some good things, like it gives you more determination to complete tasks and to stay focused. And it also can be negative to where you put a lot of pressure on yourself to succeed, to achieve, and to reach high and to achieve high. And if you don't, you can feel mad, disappointed, like really down on yourself and really hard on yourself, you know? So try not to tap into the negatives that I mentioned, but oh yes, the determination is real. On March 21st, 2018, when the sun moved into Aries, right away, the sun made a square to Mars. I'm gonna say for the last week of March, maybe like the first week of April, Mars and the sun are squaring one another. So the sun is another masculine energy. It's about your will, it's about your ego, it's your conscious expression of yourself, and it can be pretty out there. Mars rules the sign of Leo, so you know how Leos are. Hey, it's me, I'm loud and I'm proud, I'm here, I'm in the house, you know what I'm saying? I have fabulous hair, like what's up, everybody look at me. So the sun can act like that too, you know, it rules that energy. And so with the sun and Mars squaring off, these two masculine planets, oh my gosh, that's why there's been such a tension in the air. Mid-March, the third week of March, and on into the last week of March, we'll have this energy too. It'll make an exact square. The sun and Mars will make an exact square March 25th, 2018. So just be mindful of this, you guys. Like the few days before and a few days after, it's still going to be strong, but the 25th is a very intense day, especially because the moon will be in Cancer as well, and that will make there be a T-square as far as energetically, maybe not like the exact degrees, but energetically there's a T-square, which is a very frustrating configuration in astrology that can bring lots of tension and people just wanting to blow up, and they don't know where the tension's coming from. And if they don't dig and look for it within, where is this intense energy coming from, they're just gonna lash out on people, and it's gonna be like based on more emotions and fueled by anger than logic. So the 25th of March and a few days after is time to look out for, as far as people being more like this song I was jamming to today. I got time, cuz like that song, oh my gosh, like today I got time, you know what I mean? Like, yo, what's up? Like I was acting cool the other day, but now things are not cool because there's this very tense energy in the air that makes me want to react and act. April 2nd, 2018, this is when Mars and Saturn come together in an exact conjunction in the sign of Capricorn. And they're still going to be squaring the sun in Aries. So more intensity, more frustration. Mars and Saturn together, once again, hard work, determination, okay, to complete tasks, to stay focused. Also, if you are in a position of authority, it can help you, okay, it can help you to push forward, to motivate people to get things done themselves and stay focused themselves. However, it can make people really, really on a quest for power and be acting out in like a bullyish way, or like, you know, like I said earlier, like making people feel dumb. You know, like, oh, I have all this wisdom and I know everything and I'm so above you, so therefore you have to do what I say. You know, that kind of energy can come with the sun and Mars square, and also Mars and Saturn conjunct in Capricorn. So around April 2nd, super intense energy as well. Around April 13th of 2018, this is when the aspect of the sun and Saturn making a square to one another, the sun and Saturn in Capricorn, starts easing up. And on the 21st, this is when the conjunction of Mars and Saturn starts easing up. They start separating more, okay? So that means the frustration may start calming down around the middle of April. And it's more like Mars will mainly be on its own at that time to just march full speed ahead, get what it has to get, you know, do what it has to do. And then on the 26th of April, though, this is when Mars comes into a conjunction with Pluto in Capricorn. And Pluto is retrograde at this time. So remember what I said about retrograde planets. Things could be thrown back at you like a boomerang. If you are utilizing the energy in a negative way, they can come back on you karmically, okay? So Mars and Pluto together, this is April 26th, in the sign of Capricorn. Well, first of all, globally and internationally, you may see some very tense striking out against government leaders, the establishment, corporations. We can see more of those maybe crumbling down. Some things like that could happen a little bit more. Things to do with your bank, even within your jobs. Like if you work in like just a regular corporate job, you know, and it's in an office somewhere, you can maybe start to see that establishment. I don't want to scare anybody, but you can see like maybe the structure of it like changing in some sort of way, transforming, and it could be some very tense events that bring it about, like people acting up, or maybe a leader is brought down within your job or your career because they were doing things that were unethical and it was discovered. Stuff like that can happen. Mars and Pluto together is it can sometimes equal violence. I'm going to be honest about that. I'm not saying everybody's gonna die, okay, but I am honest about Mars and Pluto together can be forceful action, you know, and then Pluto can equal abuse, and Pluto is also the planet of death. And like I said, don't get scared and think everybody's gonna die, but these two planets together, a lot of times they equal like, you know, people just going off and really going deep to bruise somebody and hurt somebody and not even caring and losing control of themselves because they're overcome, their actions are overcome by Pluto. And it could be the dark side of Pluto, which is hurtful and harmful. Okay, so just really be aware of this, you guys, around the 26th of April. Try to avoid major conflicts with people, physical conflicts especially, because they may not end well, okay? Try to avoid you yourself being like uberly controlling and paranoid and taking actions against people because of paranoia, because Pluto can rule paranoia. So taking those types of actions when really it's just those feelings and thoughts taking over your brain. You're so scared of what can happen or what someone can do that you start like really seeing and imagining things, and you're like, oh snap, you feel like you got to protect yourself. But maybe there's like, it's like you're shooting at a shadow, you know what I mean? Not always literally, but metaphorically, to think of it that way. You could be thinking that someone is out to get you, someone's out to hurt you, and therefore act out in a way that's a little crazy, when really it's not the case. It's just you letting things like get you to that level. Mars conjunct Pluto in Capricorn, you know, Pluto and Mars together can be very passionate as well. So it could be a good energy for people's intimate lives, okay? But just do your best to not be like super forceful or allow others to be super forceful in negative ways, in ways that are very abusive and abrasive towards you around this time. And then the last aspect I will talk about before I get into your horoscopes is Mars square Uranus. This is another transit where I'm thinking of like sudden explosive things happening. And no, I'm not saying, oh my god, we're gonna get bombed, you guys. Not necessarily. I wouldn't completely rule it out 100%, but I'm not gonna be a fatalistic astrologer and predict we're all gonna get bombed and die. No, but this is an explosive kind of a transit. Mars square Uranus. Uranus rules things that are unexpected and surprise happening. Uranus rules technology. That means like electricity, things that are operated electronically with wires, with whatever, okay? So yeah, I would be aware of that, at least aware, not paranoid, but aware, okay? And Mars square Uranus means that people could be acting out, which is Mars, in ways that are erratic, which is Uranus. It means like they get a wild hair up their butt. You know that saying? Or to me, I'd say Uranus is like you get a lightning bolt up your butt. And Mars is action, so people can be reacting like, ugh, like, you know, in like a nervous way, or in a way that's like very paranoid or very like, you know, shocking and sudden, and to where they don't even know how they're going to act out. They don't know why they're acting that way. So if it's not people doing things that are a little crazy, it's people, you know, and out of the ordinary, it's people having a little bit more of a nervous energy. Because once again, Uranus is electricity and being shocked electronically. So, you know, it can bring like a nervous energy to you. Uranus also rules rebellion. So when there's Mars in Capricorn squaring Uranus in Aries, this can be a rebellious energy, which can be like the government and people who want to be free for whatever reason. They want to have their freedom of this, freedom of that. They want to just be able to be themselves, or whatever it is that they really believe in and that they're patriots about, which is Aries, where Uranus is at. Mars in Capricorn could be the government or people who are in charge, people who are older and they have older views of the world, squaring off with people, you know, who may be younger or whatever, which is Uranus and Aries. So that's a very tense energy that's also happening. And that is on May 15th, May 16th of 2018, depending upon what your time zone is and where you live in the world. So yeah, this Mars in Capricorn transit is no joke, okay? And I know people are going to be like, oh my God, this is so negative, boo. You know, I don't really care, because I'm here to speak the truth, okay? I'm here to be honest with you guys, but give the good and the bad. So just to summarize, Mars in Capricorn: strength, determination, persistence, longevity, implementing discipline, order, and structure into your world, okay? Now, the negatives of it: being very power hungry, trying to step on other people in order to get to the top, being forceful, being war-minded to where you want to just destroy everyone around you, destroy the competition, but like in an evil way, not even like a friendly competitive, you know, I'll use them as motivation, but I'll still do my thing. No, it's more like stepping on people, like I said, being evil and controlling and forcing your will upon people. Sometimes this energy can be that way. Do not go there as much as you can help yourselves, but use it towards getting to the top, getting to your goals the best way that you can. So once again, the dates of Mars being in Capricorn is March 17, 2018 to May 16, 2018. Then it'll retrograde back into Capricorn in 29 and 28 degrees of Capricorn on August 12th, 2018 until September 10th of 2018. And then it won't be back in Capricorn for another 2 years or so. And I may be here to talk about it then. For Aries, how is Mars in Capricorn affecting you guys if you have an Aries sun, moon, or ascendant? Well, this is actually making a square aspect to you in general. So it's really challenging you. It's really challenging you to be your best self, number one. Okay, that's the good. It's motivating you to go towards higher achievement, but it's a square, which is a frustrating aspect, which yes, it can make Aries people just really fired up. Okay, like you guys need to be any more fired up than you usually are, but yes, it can cause even more of that. Okay, now this is in your 10th house. The 10th house, it rules your career, it rules your public image, it rules authority, either your authority over others or others' authority over you. Authority figures meaning the government, the police, your bosses, the CEOs of whatever company you work for. So Mars can be acting out against, right? So what you don't want to do with this energy, Aries, is just wild out. And I know it's your season in March when this first happens, and in April when there's still some of this in the air, okay? I know it's your season. You want to turn up and Team Aries, we're the best and all that stuff, right? But if you do a little too much of that, this could be the government or police or people in charge, which is Capricorn, which is 10th house, squaring against you, going against you, which is Aries, which is you, yourself. So you need to make sure you're not like butting heads with bosses, butting heads with authority figures or with, you know, public figures, government figures, stuff like that. But also you feeling like you are so like in charge when you don't have any place to be, like when you're not in a position to be in charge, but feeling like you are, which is great, but using the energy to really try to step on other people is not cool. So do not use the energy like that. But as far as achievement within your career, yes, Aries. Yes, this is such a dope energy to get to the top. No matter what you have to do, no matter what it takes, you will be willing to do it. You'll be willing to climb that ladder, okay? You'll understand that there is no elevator to success. You have to take the stairs. That I wish I knew who said that quote, but I know I read it somewhere. And it's a really good quote for the 10th house. So with you having it in Cap, it's asking you to Just do whatever it takes for you to achieve whatever you want to achieve in life, for you to achieve that high social status or career status. You will be super busy with your work. However, since this is the house of public image, Aries people, you guys can be possibly attacked by people, okay? By people if you're on a public platform, for example. More Aries people can receive maybe some like controversy, or people just really asking them like, oh, well, who are you? And show us your credentials and what are you doing? And, you know, just really picking at them with their career and who they are and what their title is. If you have bosses or people above you and you haven't really been doing the right things within your career, well, in Aries, it can kind of come back to you. They can, you know, kind of come at you and ask you questions that you have to answer, and you have to comply with authority and what they say that you should do, as long as it's fair, of course. All right, as long as it's fair. They're not trying to bully you. But if they are trying to bully you, then you know what you have to do. You have to stand up to it. But it's just, it could be you against the public, you against the government, or it could be you just working really, really hard towards achievement within your career. So Taurus, sun, moon, or rising, how's Mars and Capricorn affecting you guys? Well, this is in your 9th house. So this could be you guys putting your energy and motivation, which is Mars, towards 9th house things. Now, the 9th house, it can represent your higher goals, like whatever you want to do in life that really makes you feel like you're experiencing life to the absolute fullest. You are achieving goals, or you just are making plans, like goals and plans, and shooting an arrow out there to see where it lands, to see where you have to go to do that. So Mars in Capricorn is going to give you the determination to go wherever those arrows landed that represent your goals. And also, the 9th house is said to equal travel. So a lot of Taurus people, you could be wanting to travel, having that urge to travel, or actually really getting out there, exploring the world in some sort of way. With Mars ruling conflict, I would say you have to watch for conflict with people who are foreign. If you travel to a foreign land, you know, maybe not getting into it with people who are of that land that is different than you, different from where you come from. Just conflicts with people while traveling could possibly happen. And also the 9th house is school. So it'll give you the determination to push ahead when it comes to completing things within your schooling or education. But also it can mean like maybe some conflicts at school, and that environment could pop off more easily. So just try to be the peaceful Taurus that you are, and really choose your battles wisely if that is the case. But yeah, Tauruses, you can be really enjoying some travel around this time, putting your energy forth that. Just remember that Saturn will be going retrograde in this area, which I will talk about in a different video, but it does go along with Mars because they come together like the first few weeks of this transit. So with that being said, just really try to make sure that you dot all your I's, cross all your T's, all that stuff when it comes to your traveling. For Gemini, sun, moon, or rising, how is Mars and Capricorn affecting you guys? So this is in your 8th house. So this actually brings a lot more passion to your life, which is really good because Mars can rule passion, and the 8th house can also rule that too. So going after some of what you really, really want, Gemini, you know what I'm saying? You can have a little bit more of that. I just saw a Gemini today that I know of, and they have a little bit of evidence, all right, that they have been, you know, engaging in more of that type of activity. You know what I'm saying? So that could be good for you guys if that's something that you want. But also Mars in the 8th house. You know, the 8th house, it does rule taxes. And I highly suspect Cardi B to be a Gemini rising. And she was just complaining the other day about her taxes. Where does the money go? And where Mars is transiting is where you could be a little more angry, you know, a little bit more like, why this and why that, and wanting to fight for what's right, what you feel is right, fight against what you think is wrong. So Mars in the 8th house could be an issue with your taxes. Tax season is almost up here in the US. There's only a few weeks left of it. It ends on April 15th. So a lot of Gemini rising people, you guys can be really focused in that area on completing your taxes, getting everything right, And, you know, when it comes to not just taxes, but money that you are owed from other people or that you owe to others, tackling debts that are loans, credit card, borrowed money. That could be you going after that borrowed money as well. Or it could be people that you owe money to. Now they're calling you a little bit more, okay? And there could be some conflicts that arise in the area of money that you share with other people or that you owe other people or that they owe you. So just choose your battles wisely, as I will tell every sign, all right? Choose wisely. But this can be the area to where there's a lot more focus, determination, hard work that has to be done in order to get something right or get something completed. So Cancer, sun, moon, or rising sign. How is Mars in Capricorn affecting you guys? Well, this is happening in your 7th house, which is relationships with others. So you can have more passion within your relationships too. You may be wanting more passion in your life from your relationship partners. Like if you're dating somebody or if you're single, you'll be on the prowl, honey. Okay, I was just looking at a Cancer rising that I know on Instagram, and they have just been posting some naughty pictures, like, you know, inviting people, like, hey, like, what's up? Who wants this? You know what I mean? Like, just a little bit more fierce and daring with like trying to attract and draw someone to them. So that could be Mars in your 7th house, but also Mars in the 7th can make you more prone to conflicts with others, Cancer. And I know you guys are really nice people. You don't really like confrontation for the most part. Cancers don't. But this could be you and your relationship partner maybe having a little bit more quarrels than usual, fights than usual. This could be you, just others like coming at you in a way, like coming at you sideways. Like you're like, what's going on? Like, what did I do to deserve people attacking me, you know? But just remember that this too shall pass. It only lasts a couple of months to where it's much more easy to get into conflicts. And this could be other people getting on your nerves, Cancer. Just to be honest, this could be people like just really irking you much easier. That can mean people in your household, your lover, partner, whatever, like even just people at work or people in general could just really get on your nerves. So you have to try hard to be patient, Cancer. Try not to get into those fights. However, sometimes Mars being in the 7th house can mean others are coming after you and you have to really stand up and defend yourself. So just keep that in mind. To be forewarned is to be forearmed. So just try to use it for the passion in relationships, the pursuit of a relationship if you really want to be with somebody. Just don't be a creeper though. But it could be the pursuit of companionship with other people too. Just putting a little bit more energy towards it. So it's not all bad, okay? But it still can sometimes bring about conflict. So just try your best to smooth things out if that does happen. For Leo, sun, moon, or rising, how is Mars in Capricorn affecting you guys? Well, this is in your 6th house, which is work and health. So that means you'll have more energy applied there. Mars in the 6th is a time where I've seen a lot of people work overtime, more overtime than usual, extra hours, maybe an extra job. Just really working hard, okay? Much harder than usual. Mars in the 6th house, this can cause maybe sometimes quarrels at work, issues at work that you have to like put out a bunch of fires, so to speak. I know there was one year where I had Mars in the 6th house. Actually, it was like the same job, and every 2 years, I was always on the radar of authority figures and higher ups when Mars was in the 6th house. I've seen it happen to numerous people around me as well, whose, you know, charts that I know, to where they're getting in trouble, and it's like everything's usually peaceful and calm at work. Like, what's going on? So if those issues arise, just know that this too shall pass, Leo. It's only for a couple months. It won't be forever and ever that you'll have these work problems. Hopefully not. But if they do come up, just make sure you address the issue, especially with, it could be either co-workers, managers and bosses, and it can even be clients and customers if you deal with people for your job, you know, within your job area. So you just really need to make sure that you're on point with your game, on top of your game, on top of your job, to avoid like unnecessary conflicts. Now it'll give you, like I said, much more energy towards your work though, to get things done, to work extra hard, to achieve, all that good stuff. Now, when it comes to your health, Mars it could be an agitating and aggravating energy, Leo. So if I were you, I would be careful of what you eat, because the 6th house can rule your diet. It can also rule your intestines. So you want to really watch it with what you're consuming, because that area of your body can be more easily irritated. And maybe I've seen and experienced several times people getting food poisoning or the flu and stuff like that, or something that they eat really irritates their system when Mars is in the 6th house. But Mars in the 6th, yeah, it can cause like maybe some inflammatory illnesses just to pop up for a little bit. So to be forewarned is to be forearmed. Make sure you're taking the proper steps to make sure that your body is protected, okay? Make sure you're taking your vitamins, whatever that you do, Leo. I'm not a doctor. I can't advise in that area, but just step it up with the health game. But what it can do that's positive with health is give you more strength and determination towards doing physical activities to benefit your health. So that could be dope. For Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Rising, how is Mars and Capricorn affecting you guys? So this is happening in your 5th house. That's fun, that's romance, that's children. Okay, so there's a few things that could be popping off here. So with it being fun, more energy towards getting out, going to festivals, going to concerts, going to anything that you find to be fun and exciting and make you feel like a kid again. More energy towards hobbies that you have. Maybe if there's a hobby that you stopped doing a long time ago, but now you have the energy towards it. To do it again, especially if it's one that's physical, you can have more energy towards that, or competitive, you know. Now Mars in the 5th, with it being romance, dating, and lovers and casual relationships, can have more passion applied there. You know what I'm saying? It could have other people being passionate about you and attracting people to you. Now I would be careful with that, because I have seen and heard of people attracting intense pursuits of them from others, okay, which is like someone being very persistent and insisting on hitting on them, like they really want something from them. They're like, nah, like I don't want you, like don't call me, okay, don't try to talk to me, okay. So you can attract more of those situations that are a little more aggressive with dating, or maybe like a little lover's spat or lover's quarrel if you are just like dating somebody. But more passion, you know, that could be a good thing. Now, when it comes to children, you can have more energy physically to get out there and do things with your kids. If they play sports, if they, whatever. Kids are always doing something, right? To move around a lot. So you may have the energy to move around a lot with them. Now, with Mars ruling conflict, though, I have seen and experienced Mars in the 5th bringing conflict with children. That means they get on your nerves a lot more easier. That means that they may actually try to look at you and challenge you a little bit more, and you'll have to check those little attitudes, okay? I have been through that. Mars in the 5th always brings that every time. Every 2 years, it's like your kids get the terrible twos all over again, no matter what age they are. So they may need a little bit more discipline from you, or they may need more attention from you via action and doing active and fun things with them. So for Libra, Sun, Moon, or Rising sign, how is Mars and Capricorn affecting you guys? So this is happening in your 4th house. So this is family. So number 1, yes, I will tell you honestly, straight up, you can be like, oh my God, it's negative and Libras only want things to be nice, okay? But yes, you may have conflicts between yourself and family members. Or it could just be that there's one specific family member that gets on your nerves and it's irking you like so bad, like they're like a little mosquito buzzing around you, okay, just like bothering you all the time. So it could be just annoyances with family members. It doesn't always have to mean a fight or a knock down, drag out quarrel or something, but it can mean that there could be a possibility of more of those. Yes, indeed, Libra. Okay, so try to get along with your family members. It could be that you are applying your energy, which is Mars, towards moving to a different home, which is the 4th house. A lot of Libras can be experiencing moving this year because Mars is there, Saturn is there, and Saturn will go retrograde. Pluto is there and will go retrograde. So maybe there's something involving your home that could change drastically and tremendously. And Mars will give you the energy and the power to put towards it if that is absolutely true for you. Especially if you have to do anything like physical that has to do with moving or fixing things around your house. That is what it'll give you. But yes, please try to avoid the family fights. Libras are normally very peaceful people. You don't like conflict. You don't like to, you know, butt heads with people and stuff. So you could be very good at diffusing things and smoothing things out if any family issues do arise. For Scorpio, Mars in Capricorn is in your 3rd house if you're a Scorpio sun, moon, or rising sign. So what that means is this is the house of communication. Mars can be pretty savage, okay? Mars is the planet of savagery, okay? And when it's in Capricorn, oh, look out, because your speech and communication could be a little more savage, could be a little more biting, a little more fiercely like in your face. And people may not want to feel the wrath of Scorpios right now. With Mars in their house of communication, Mars is one of the ruling planets of Scorpio. Pluto is the other one, and they're both in the same sign in Capricorn. However, watch what you say, Scorpios, okay? Watch what you say, because Saturn will go retrograde in this same area that Mars is at. Saturn is one of the planets of karma. So if you're a little too cutting and biting with your words, you're not thinking before you speak, and you're just lashing out, well, then you may be taught some very harsh and karmic lessons, you know? So just make sure you're very careful with your speech. However, if there's anything that really does need to be spoken out against, you can have the energy, the drive, the aggression to be able to express things in that way if they are necessary. But yes, no unnecessary like cutting people down or lashing out at people, Scorpio. I know it'll be difficult not to do it because it's kind of within your nature to retaliate, but just don't allow the energy to get to you that way. Since the 3rd house, it rules vehicles and it rules traveling short distances. Yeah, some Scorpios, you can be wanting to travel around a little bit more. Not so much like driving a long distance to another state or country or anything like that, but you know, even within your state or within your city, exploring it a little bit more, having more energy to do that. That's how this can play out in a more positive way. But it can also give you more energy towards writing, okay, like typing things up really fast if necessary. For example, if you are writing a book or anything like that, you can have more energy towards that and maybe get that done a little bit faster, and more determination too, because of the sign that it's in Capricorn. Since the 3rd house rules siblings, Scorpios, try not to get into conflicts with siblings. Also, it rules cousins, okay? So siblings and cousins, make sure that you are doing your best to get along with them. Hopefully they're not picking at you or annoying you or anything like that, or you're not doing that to them. Just watch out for that. To be forewarned is to be forearmed. So for Sagittarius, sun, moon, or rising sign, how is Mars in Capricorn affecting you guys? Well, this is happening in your 2nd house, which is money. This is money that you earn, money you spend, money that you budget, that you save, or what have you. So this is money that you earn from your own means, like a job. Mostly it's money that you get from a job, your paycheck, all right? So Mars in the 2nd can have you either doing a few things: going after more money, chasing it down, whatever you have to do, work harder, work extra hours, work overtime, along with Leos, okay, your other fellow fire sign. Or it can be you, yeah, getting a 2nd job, just putting lots of energy towards making money. But also, Mars tends to burn through things. And with it being in the house of money, I have seen people like spend a little bit more and faster. They spend faster and they just burn through their resources, burn through their money. So if you are a Sag who's on a budget, you're trying to save, which you should be, may I add, with Saturn hanging out in your 2nd house for a few years, oh, yes, you want to be doing the right things when it comes to your money. Mars here can like kind of steer you away from that and make you more impulsive when it comes to shopping and things that you want. Also, with Mars ruling conflict, yeah, there could be a little bit more conflicts when it comes to money, but it can be with maybe your employers if you feel like they're not paying you enough. If they're not paying you what you're worth, you could be like angry and upset about that, which is Mars. and wanting to go after more money one way or another, okay, which is the second house. So for Capricorn, sun, moon, or rising, how is Mars in Capricorn affecting you guys? Well, it's in your sign. So you guys are one of the #1 signs that are going to be singing that Today I Got Time Cuz song, okay? Like, you guys do not have time for foolishness. And if there's any foolishness, then you do have the time to speak out about it and do something about it, okay? Because you're so annoyed with people's actions. You could be so easily agitated right now, Capricorn. It's just not even a joke. So you want to make sure that you're aware that this energy can be intense. It can be angry, impatient. It can be forceful. So those are all the ways in which you do not want to utilize Mars's energy in your sign. It can be like you have a superpower for a little bit. You have more energy, more determination. You want to complete things. You want things to be done like that. You can be, usually Capricorn is very patient. Well, for the most part, they can be pretty patient and determined. They understand that things have to have substance to them. And sometimes that means they take time to have substance and to have quality. So Mars and Cap can usually be patient, but I just feel like some of the other aspects are going to agitate it a little bit more. You know, the ones coming from Aries especially could be irritating towards Mars being in your sign. So yeah, it can get you kind of fired up a little bit and just really not here for the BS. That could be good, but also it can make you just kind of more cutthroat, you know, cutthroat competitive to reach the top. You guys are all about reaching the top, which is dope, because you guys really motivate others to be the same. And yeah, Mars's energy can be very motivational too. Either it motivates you or you're using it to motivate others. But what you don't want to do, Capricorn, is step on others, bully others, be forceful towards others because they're not doing things your way. Being very my way or the highway. My way is the right way. And really upsetting people by acting out in that way. That's what you don't want to do. However, Mars being in your sign, Capricorn, listen, if you want to get buff, you want to get in shape, you want to have energy towards activities, physical activities, this is a wonderful transit to boost you up. You remember on the Super Mario game back in the day? Or maybe even now they still make the Super Mario games. But remember on Super Mario when he grabs a superstar? And then he just becomes like invincible and lit up, and he could just run through anybody, run through anything, knock everybody down, all that stuff. Mars being in your sign can be like you have a superstar. Don't use it towards like hurting others, but use it towards your own achievement of your own goals, whether it be with career, whether it be with your own body, to get into shape and get toned up a little bit. You'll just have so much more physical drive to do those things and to do anything in life, actually anything. But just remember, even if you're a peaceful person, you're a peaceful Capricorn, you're just chilling, right? You're just doing your thing, you're going through life, you're doing your job, you are wearing the energy of Mars on you. So you're wearing it like it's on your clothing, like stitched on there or stamped on your forehead or something, like Mars, the Mars symbol, right? So when you're walking around and people see you, they're gonna see Mars. So they may be like, today I got time, cuz like I didn't even talk to you, I didn't step to you, I didn't do anything. Like, what makes you think I want to go to war with you? I want conflict with you. They're reacting to Mars. So just be aware of that. Even if you are not even intending to start anything, there could be people that feel like you are for some reason. They feel like you're speaking with more of an attitude or more aggression towards them, when really you're just fired up with all this Mars energy. And if you are unaware, it can be not as controlled and it can just seep out, you know what I mean? And people can be offended by you very easily because they think, oh, what are they trying to do? Who do they think they are, you know what I'm saying? Who are you trying to tell me what to do? And really, maybe you're just giving orders and instructions and maybe like just a really normal way, but Mars is seeping out of your energy field. So the best thing to do, Capricorn, is to get it out physically, whatever that means for you. Most of the time I advise working out, going and exercising for the benefit of your health. However, also Mars being in your sign can make you more prone to injuries. Okay, that can mean injuries that you cause for yourself, or maybe even like others injuring you. You know, your body, your physical body is the first house. That's your sign. So Mars being there can mean maybe people can you can actually physically get hurt a little more easier. To be forewarned is to be forearmed. Just take care of yourself, Capricorn. Make sure that you're not getting hurt out there or that you are hurting others in any kind of way. So for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising, Mars in Capricorn is in your 12th house. And the 12th house is a more hidden area of your chart and hidden area of your life. It's behind the scenes. It's way back there in your subconscious mind too, okay? And it's in your dreams as well. So Mars in the 12th house is said to also rule hidden enemies. So sometimes it's like you can have these evil trolls behind you, you know, behind the scenes, and they're hiding out and you don't know who they are, and maybe they're under fake profiles, or maybe they're just lurking in the shadows or having someone lurk on you for them, or, you know, it could be some stupid things like that that some of you guys have going on. I hope I'm not scaring any of you guys. I'm just letting you know, like, what could possibly happen, the good and the bad with this transit. So Mars in the 12th, yeah, it can mean hidden enemies behind the shadows, like, you know, trying to do things and you have to make sure you put a stop to it. Mars in the 12th can mean your energy levels plummet because it's in the 12th house, which rules the ocean. So imagine a hot fireball like Mars. Well, Mars is the red planet. It does rule heat, okay? So that's why I'm describing it that way. I know it's literally not a fireball physically, but imagine its energy being very intense, very heated, very action-oriented. Then it's dunked underwater and it kind of fizzles and it's floating and it's kind of lost as far as its sense of direction, because you know the symbol for Mars is the circle with an arrow that's pointing, right? So that arrow is like point at the direction in which you want to go in a very passionate manner and just really go full speed ahead, right? Have blinders on, tunnel vision. But when Mars is in the 12th, he kind of, you know, the arrow starts spinning around and I don't know, I can go this way, I can go that way. It's kind of wishy-washy, you know? So your sense of direction, your energy levels can be up and down and a little off. So it may encourage you just to kind of take a little bit more time out for yourself to rest. It could be telling you to do that. Now, Mars in the 12th house also rules your dreams that you have, like your literal dreams, like when you sleep at night and all that stuff. So Mars can be in the 12th house kind of causing some intense dreams, maybe dreams of actually like putting them up and fighting somebody. But yeah, just some very intense dreams can happen with Mars in the 12th. Mars in the 12th is also another one of those transits that can show times when people spend a little bit more money. They are more spendthrift. Money just starts disappearing like water. Like, you know, they burn through their resources and their money and their bank accounts. So just be mindful of that Aquarius, if you do not live that type of a lifestyle to where it allows for that, make sure you are keeping yourself under control with your spending habits, okay? So Pisces, Sun, Moon, or Rising, how is Mars and Capricorn affecting you guys? So this is in your 11th house. So Pisces people, what you need to be mindful of is be careful with having quarrels and conflicts with people on the internet, okay? On the good old internet. Make sure you are not trolling, you're not lashing out at people online, but also you can have instances to where you're just like, hey, I like pizza. You post a Facebook page, post on that, and then somebody is, I am so offended. I hate pizza. And you know pizza has dairy on it and meat. So shame on you for liking pizza, Pisces. You're just like, for real, like I'm not allowed to just say things like that, like express what I like what kind of BS is this? So you may have some unwanted aggression towards you from someone on the internet that could be so offended by what you say, even though you barely said anything, okay? But also, yes, it can cause some people to pick fights with others on the internet themselves when they have a Mars in 11th transit. So try your hardest not to do that and go that direction, Pisces. Also, when it comes to friends in real life, not even just the internet, Mars is conflict and the 11th house is friends. So you may be more prone to conflicts with friends or little spats and disagreements, or somebody within your group of peeps getting on your nerves a little bit more than usual. But the good side of Mars in the 11th is, since Mars is action, it's like doing physical stuff. This could mean that you guys are getting more involved in physical activities with your friends. You're putting more energy, physical energy towards your friends and getting out and, like, I don't know, going hiking, going bike riding, going to do anything, like anything that involves your physical body, like moving around a lot. you could be doing a lot more of that with your friends. Keep your mind out the gutter, Pisces. You know I'm talking about fun activity stuff. So yeah, it can mean some quarrels, some fights can come up, Pisces. Just really try to avoid them if at all possible. Make sure you are standing up though. Mars is also standing up, and 11th house can mean taking a stand against people who are picking on the underdog, so to speak. People who are disabled, or they can't help themselves, or they're this or they're that. Whatever cause is close to your heart, a Mars in the 11th transit can help you to fight towards it. Be on a platform and speaking out in a way that can be aggressive, but maybe you have a message to aggressively get across for good reason, you know, for a good cause. So Mars in the 11th can be good in that way. But yeah, just the little spats with friends, Pisces, just try not to manifest that and utilize the energy in that way. So thank you guys. That's it for my Mars and Capricorn video. I hope you found these insights to be helpful. Just really try not to step on the landmines. Oh my gosh, the end of March through mid-April is just going to be crazy, and towards the end of April too. I will try to leave the key dates that I listed in the comments or in the information box below the video, so you guys can know what days the things will be super intense and you need to just woo-saw, whatever you have to do to keep yourself calm, not give in to other people by reacting, because you know that it's a temporary time frame. Okay, you know that this too shall pass. Mars isn't going to be in Capricorn forever and ever, every single day of your life. It's only for 2 months, and then like another month, you know, period of time that you will have to deal with anything if negative things come up. But also remember, it gives you a superpower, more determination, more strength, you know, more persistence to really get in there, get things done, get them accomplished, and move on to the next thing. All right, don't forget, you guys, I still have natal chart readings on sale through the end of March 2018. The sale ends March 31st. So if you would like to get to know yourself, especially because Aries season is all about me, myself, and I, it's about the self. So if you want to get to know yourself a little bit better based on astrology, with me analyzing your birth chart, it is a recorded reading. It's me going over in detail what your chart says about you, the planets, the houses, the aspects, and all of that. And I get really thorough and in-depth for about 30 to 45 minutes, sometimes a little longer if I find a lot of information I feel you need. So if you would like a reading from me, then go ahead and hit my website, which is indigomoonAstrology.com. I should have the information below the video and maybe in the information button above the video as well. I also have other readings if you're interested, and specials. I have a specials page, so check all that stuff out. I wish you guys nothing but the best and positivity while Mars is in Capricorn. And if you have any questions about it, leave them below in the comments, and I will see you guys in my next video. All right, peace.